All right, welcome to episode 6.
6.
On the second hand now. Episode
Holy
6 of our Run Club, the podcast. It's crazy. Time flies, huh?
I know.
Did you have some good holidays?
My holidays are great.
Yeah.
They were great. Busy, but they were great.
Did you do anything for New Year's? Like
New Year, you know what? We were so busy before Christmas and during Christmas that we just chilled. We just relaxed, you know. The kids, my wife, the kids just stayed home. Nice dinner,
Nice.
and yeah.
Put the feet up, relax.
Put the feet up,
Didn't
just
stay.
relax.
Did you watch the ball drop?
I did.
All
I
right.
did.
Nice. Good
Yep.
for you. I was in bed at like 8:30.
Good for you. That's all right. It's okay.
Yeah. You know? Cool. Did you have fun and did you go on a trip?
I went to New York City with wife and kids, and it was a blast, I tell you. First time with the kids, trying to maneuver around New York City with a 9 and a 6-year-old. They loved it.
Yep.
It was just like nothing they'd ever seen before.
It's gonna be crazy.
Yep.
Crazy.
I mean, you know, they just couldn't believe the buildings, the people, and I mean, we were, you know, because it was the holidays, it was so busy. We were in a couple spots where it was wall-to-wall people,
Yeah.
and
That's no fun when you're trying to navigate.
well, yeah, I tell you, we were near Rockefeller Center, and you know, at one point my daughter's like, "I don't like this. I don't like this. It's too crowded. It's too crowded." I mean, it was like wall-to-wall people,
Yeah.
but it was neat. Fun festivities going on. But we had a good time.
Sweet.
We're gonna go back when it's a little warm weather.
Yeah. Is it a
Feel
little chilly
warm.
this go around?
It wasn't that bad actually. It was like in the 40s, and the day that we traveled out, it was just like in the 50s. Down
Oh
the
yeah,
line.
that's right.
Like just
that day.
yeah. So, but you know, it was a good day for traveling, and we were on the train, so it was easy to do.
Perfect,
Just
yeah.
sit there and just relax. But yeah, it was good. It was good. We're gonna go back again when it's warmer. Because there's just tons of things to do. It's just unbelievable.
Nice. And so you didn't have to deal with any winter conditions.
I
Really?
did not have to deal with any winter conditions. No, I mean nothing real serious as far as wind and cold.
Well, today, although we started with your trip to New York, the topic at hand is running in winter conditions.
Yep, winter
Which,
conditions.
you know, in the Northeast here, they happen pretty regularly in January, February. I'm
Yep.
sure we're going to start to get into the, you know, single digits for some temps, and some snow might be falling soon. So,
Yep.
so yeah, we're going to talk a little bit about maybe some tips on how to get kind of through those winter conditions, like what we do to help, you know, help us stay upright when we're running, help us, you know, stay warm, stay safe when the snow starts falling. I mean, I have pretty much like 5 basic things that I like to cover before I head out the door, and then I can just kind of break down what those are.
Cool.
The first one is kind of dressing for the right weather. So like when it's cold, making sure that I dress in layers.
Okay.
So like what I find is when it's like, I don't know, 30 degrees out, you tend to kind of warm up, so you want to dress for like 50 degrees if you were just kind of hanging out. So when you're running, I like dressing in layers, because then if I get too hot, I can peel something
You can
off,
always take them off.
and I'm still warm, you
Yeah.
know.
Thin layers.
Yeah,
Light layers?
yeah, I don't like anything too bulky, you know.
Okay.
So I'll do like a thin like base layer that sits real close to the skin, and then over top of that, do like a half zip or like a kind of a mid layer that's like a little looser fitting, and then like a shell jacket over the top.
Breaks
for the most
to
part.
you know, protect from the winds.
Yeah, yeah.
Cool.
Yep. How about yourself? Is that what you end up doing?
Yeah, it's generally what I do. And depending on the conditions, you know, like again, you know, it's 30's a lot different than teens and 0. So I'll start with a base layer, and it's always a wicking material.
Yeah.
It's never cotton. You know, that's not going to help keep you warm and keep moisture away from your body. So thin layer first. Sometimes a short sleeve wicking shirt, sometimes it's a long sleeve, depending on how cold it is. Half zip, and then I have my shell, which I wear on the outside.
Right.
For sure.
And do you do like pants or tights? You do tights guy?
I go tights.
Go tights, alright.
I do have pants I wear occasionally, but for me it's tights. And the reason, it's just, I like the snug fit. I find it keeps me warmer, and I don't like things like blowing around, flapping around, or anything like that.
Yeah,
It's a comfort thing for me. Yeah,
I hear ya.
but definitely. But I have a few pairs of tights. You know, I have my 30-degree weather tights, and then I have my, below 20 tights. You know, and I have my
Yeah.
super warm tights. So, I vary that depending on the temperature.
Yeah, there's all sorts
Yeah.
of different weights and like materials. Some will be like more of a nylon, so like when it's like a windy day, it'll be a little bit better against that cold wind against you. And yeah, you just want to steer clear of that cotton stuff. Usually cotton holds on to moisture, and then when wind hits you and you got a wet t-shirt or a wet pair of shorts or a wet pair of pants, it's gonna be super cold. So I just want to stay dry. That's kind of the main goal. Now up top, did you hat? Did you headband?
And cold temperatures, hat. Definitely a hat. If we're talking like say 30s, 40s, then I have just a headband to keep my ears warm. I have a balaclava. Last year was the first time that I bought one. First time I've ever owned a balaclava because we had some really frigid temperatures, and it was with wind chills. And so I bought one of those. I rarely use it, but I just have it just because it's a good thing to have. Really cold days if you're going out late or very early.
Super helpful, the balaclava.
Yep.
I end up doing like, I don't have one of those, but I'll do like a bandana that I just kind of tie around my neck there, so I can use it as like a neck warmer and then like pull it up over the face if I have to.
Yeah.
So I do that a lot just to protect like my nose and mouth where just like my eyeballs are peeking out, Yeah, so that's like, head to toe. Usually I do like a wool sock in the wintertime. Wool's great, like a merino wool.
Yeah, I'll usually switch up to something like a merino wool,
Yeah.
just because it's a good insulator. It is moisture wicking. If it does get wet, it's still going to insulate.
Right.
So yeah.
Have you ever been stuck out there where you maybe didn't dress properly?
Oh geez, yeah.
I do all
I
the
mean,
time.
it happens. You try to plan for it, and just especially you mentioned before the Northeast, New England. It's just you never really know. I mean, and the conditions can change just like that.
Yeah.
You leave the door and it's a little warmer, and then suddenly the wind chill kicks up. So yeah.
Yeah, I've been out there where I'm like, I tend to overdress a lot, I find
Yeah.
now that I'm old, I feel like I just wear too much clothing.
I felt like that last year. I felt like that I was overdressing a lot. Because I don't like to feel cold at the beginning of a run. I know I'm going to heat up. I know I can figure that I'm going to be about 20 degrees warmer,
Yeah.
But I don't want to feel cold at the beginning of a run. And for some reason last year, early in the winter, I just got to the habit of doing that. I don't know why. This year it's a little bit better. This year maybe I'm just conscious of the fact that, okay, it's a little bit chillier at the beginning, but once you get moving, you're going to be fine. So I think it could have been in my head. I don't know. But yeah. So you get out there and it's like, you're just eating it up. Your heart rate's up there, and it's like, oh my God, I'm laboring through this. So
Yeah, I tend to.
then you peel layers off.
Yeah, that's why I dress in layers. So if you do overdress, you can lose something.
I don't like to have to carry something, but if it's light layers, usually you can ball something up.
Yeah. What's nice is
Hold
now
on
they
to
make
it.
like jackets that just like pack into their own pocket.
Yeah.
And then you just
Yeah.
slide it on like an armband or a wristband,
Yeah.
and then it's like nothing.
There's some really nice
Pretty
stuff
cool.
out there, high-tech stuff that, really does the job. And it's easy, it's convenient to use, so.
Super fancy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so that's kind of how I like to dress in layers, dress for like 20 degrees warmer than it is, and then I try not to overdress. One thing I always, for some reason I tend to ditch in the wintertime, but I really should think about wearing them, is sunglasses.
Yeah.
For some reason I think cold weather and I don't think about sunglasses,
Right.
but
Well, you
it's
think of-
super bright.
Yeah, you think that sunglasses, summertime, when the sun's really bright, but it could get really super bright, especially if there's snow, but it's always a good idea, really. I got in the habit of wearing sunglasses a few years back, and I wear them all start, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Why you keep banging into things? You know, I keep banging into telephone poles. Might be the sunglasses. No, but it's a good thing to do to cut down on that glare. You want every advantage that you want to be able to see everything. You want every advantage going for you when you're running because it could be pretty dangerous for a lot of reasons. So glare, you could miss out on ice, pothole, car coming at you. So you don't want that.
Right.
I also found that the glasses sometimes help with wind as well.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
So.
It helps keep your face warm.
Yep, it does. Blocks that wind. So.
Yeah, you don't think about it, but yeah, check out a pair of sunglasses in the winter.
Yes.
You know? The other thing that I tend to forget about too is like, I think it's another thing that I always do in the summer, but I always forget about in the winter is like drinking enough water, or like Gatorade or Noon or whatever.
Yeah. Staying hydrated.
Staying hydrated.
Right, because you think about that in the summer, you're sweating a lot, and the temperature's higher, tends to be right, but you are sweating when you've got all that gear on, and you are losing electrolytes, so you do need to replenish, and that is something very important, to keep in mind.
Yeah, I think it's like a lot drier in the winter
Yeah.
typically, so that sweat just kind of like goes away. So you don't really think about it as much, but yeah, you're still sweating. You're still working. So you got to make sure that you hydrate just as much in the wintertime as you did in the summer.
Yeah, it's true.
It's just something that tends to slip my mind, and I wonder if other people have that issue. Is that something you forget about too?
I do, you don't think about it as much. I don't feel like I'm craving the fluids too,
Yeah.
like on a summer day, but you do easily forget about that.
You need
That's
it.
you need it, right? You need to stay hydrated because it can become an issue. Yeah. You mentioned dry weather, cold conditions, cold, dry weather. Do you ever have any issues with like skin? Like, does your skin dry out?
Yeah, I get that. I get a lot of chapped lips.
Chapped lips?
Uh,
Yeah.
Hands are just like super dry.
My hands get dry. Everything gets dry. Yeah, my lips, my hands crack. So yeah.
Do you do a lot of lotion?
I try to lotion up. Yeah, slather up a little bit more. And then I use my lip balm. But a couple of things that I'll use too. Like different things to lubricate because it gets dry out there sometimes too. When you got all that gear on, you can get a little chafed.
Do you what do you do? O'Keefe's?
Yeah.
I see the commercials.
The O'Keefe's. I use Body Glide,
Oh,
and then I
alright.
use
Yeah, I like that.
some Aquaphor. That helps.
Sweet.
Yeah, it helps keep me.
We used to. I don't think it has anything to do with dry skin, but in cross country when it was like really cold,
Yeah.
just lather up in Vaseline.
Yep.
So you didn't have to like wear a bunch of clothing when you were racing.
Yep.
You just put Vaseline on.
Put that on. Yeah.
Keeps you toasty.
That's what Aquaphor sort of like, So yeah, it helps, especially in a really really cold, dry weather
Yeah.
that we tend to get in January, sometimes February.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you do about you wear your regular sneaks, kicks? Run
Sometimes, yeah. For the most part, unless it's like icy or snowy, what I'll do if it's snowy or whatever, I'll put on like a pair of trail shoes.
Okay.
Um,
All right.
I'll throw those on and make sure that I have something with a little bit better traction.
Better tread.
Better tread,
Yep.
a little bit grippier kind of outsole, so it's a little bit softer, a little stickier. And then it's also like a little bit kind of lower to the ground. So if there is any like slipping, not a lot of ankle turning going on.
Now they're waterproof. The trail shoes.
Water resistant.
Water
typically.
resistant, okay.
Yeah, I don't do a lot of waterproof shoes because my feet get real sweaty.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll do like water resistant stuff.
Yeah. The reality of the situation is during the winter, especially if there's snow and ice, your feet are probably going to get getting wet.
Right.
There's really not much you can do to prevent that unless you put like bread bags or something on your feet. You could.
Yeah, you don't do that.
No. Yeah. Only to get my shoes on and then afterward. That's an old school thing to do. Hey, you don't do that? Of course I don't do that.
But yeah,
But,
good,
okay.
good trail shoe. If I don't, like maybe I don't have them, I'll do like a Yak Tracks type of thing.
Okay,
Or something
yeah,
like that.
I do that. I have a
Yeah.
pair of Yak Tracks that I put on when it's icy and snowy, just for sure-footedness.
Yeah.
Yep, and the pair that I have they're foolproof. They work,
Yeah.
but
Do they slap onto your sweet
Yeah, any shoe I have, I'll be able to slip them right on and
Sweet kicks, by
put
the
them
way.
on. Thank you. I noticed you've got the same pair. It's a nice pair of kicks. That's an attractive shoe.
It's a good looking shoe.
It's a comfortable shoe too. I like them.
But you slip on the yak tracks.
I put the yak tracks on. The thing about the yak tracks is it like they're not great on pavement. So we're talking situations where there's a lot of ice and snow that's packed down. That's when they come into play.
Yeah.
Other than that, I might just go to like a shoe that has a little better tread, you know, and just take my time. Sometimes you gotta slow down too in the winter. Sometimes you just the reality is, hey, I'm gonna get out there. I might not be as fast as I, you know, and just worry about, you know, I might not be as fast as usual, or you just gotta get out there. If you're gonna get out there, power through and get your exercise and focus in. You
That's
gotta
it.
just, yeah, you know.
Yeah, don't look at the watch too much.
Yeah, just,
You know?
you know, look down, watch where you're going
Yeah.
because it's slippery and
Make sure
anything
you
can happen.
stay on both feet. That's
You've
the
got to be
main
very, very careful. You got to be careful. You got to be careful up there. Watch for snow, ice. If you're on the road, you got to watch for cars. I kind of do. There's certain routes that I won't take during the winter when I'm running, just because conditions are too treacherous. You know, you're dealing with less space when you have snowbanks and things like that. So
Right.
there's just certain routes that I just can't go on in the winter. I go to a couple of parks where I can run around and do loops, and they keep it plowed. And even if they don't keep it plowed, there's just aren't a lot of cars that go there. So plan my routes, change things up.
Yeah.
Change things up. Places that where you know, there's
Yeah.
different places.
That's something I'll do too. Is like
Yeah.
just pick a spot like where like it's a road that's closed, and so yeah, even if like the traction isn't the best, you're at least not dealing with cars coming at you. And because when the snow plows come through, the roads get like a lot narrower, so you got to make sure that you're staying on top of your game.
Yeah.
Always face traffic and make sure that the cars see you
Yeah.
before you're like crossing in front of them or anything. Sometimes it's tough with like snowbanks on the side of the road, when that car's
Yeah.
pulling out and maybe they're taking a right and you're coming up and then you look and all they see is snow and then you pop out and issues could happen.
Yep.
So you gotta stay on top of your game and just slow it down.
Slow it
Take
down.
it easy. Just
Yeah.
get it running. You don't have to break
Get the
any records.
exactly. Just be safe. Bright colors too.
Yeah,
You
that's
just
something to think
as
about.
like any time you go out there, you want bright colors, lights, flashing lights, headlamps.
Yeah, definitely being seen is huge.
Being seen, being able to see. The headlamp for me is something that that's something I've been using for a few years now, and it's a godsend. Especially when there's less light. During the winter,
Right,
you're dealing
yeah.
with less light in the morning or in the afternoon, in the evening. See where you're going. So yeah.
What was it? The 21st is shortest day of the year,
I
right?
think it was. Yeah. Winter
So we're
solstice.
at least getting longer.
Days are getting
This is
longer,
nice.
yes.
This is nice.
It's a good thing.
But being seen is huge. I usually try to get like one of those reflective vests that go over the top, So like you can wear whatever clothes you typically wear, and then you just get that vest and boom, chuck it over the top. Or like you said, lights. Those are awesome.
There's a lot of neat things out there nowadays too. It's not just like a yellow vest. It's
Right.
just, there are really neat things like vests that you can put on and light up.
I know,
You're
it's
like
nuts.
you look like a Las Vegas casino running down the road. But hey, that's cool. You want to be
That's
seen.
true. Most
for
cars
sure.
don't run into Las Vegas casinos.
Exactly.
I mean, sure it happens. But-
Occasionally it happens.
Yeah.
I would imagine.
Do you ever find this when I'm running down the road and sometimes like I'll have like a light on or whatever, and then a car will kind of like, I think it like sees me, it's like looking at me, but it'll like come towards me.
Geared towards you?
Yeah.
Maybe
and then
you should sober that up.
it could be, they're like, what is that?
That they
they're
aim
like,
towards
oh
you,
yeah,
yeah.
that's a person. So
Yeah.
I find that like when you do put on like blinking lights, if you can put like things on your arms, like on your wrists or on your ankles or on your shoes,
Yep.
that like move like a person, as opposed to just being like a big cone of reflectivity.
Yeah.
It
So they can
was
see
like
your
a-
full body movement?
Right, yeah. Like make sure they know that it's like a human that's moving and not just like a cone on the side of the road. That can be helpful too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see that. I see people with the lights on their dogs too. I guess that's something to remember too. If you're going to run with your dog, put a light or a reflector or something that motorists are going to be able to see on the dog too.
Right. Yeah. Do you run with your dog?
my dog is a little too wild for me to do that.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten there yet. I will at some point. I really want to try it. She's a terrier. She's just all over the place. But I think that I'll be able to pull them off at some point. Someday I'd like to do it. Maybe get out in the trails or something. Do you?
We've run with our little dog. We have like a little, I don't even know what she is. She's like a Yorkie Shih Tzu mix, I think. I don't know. But yeah, we've run with her. She's little, but she's full of energy. And like we just did like a 4-mile run/walk with her the other day. She was beat, like she's been napping for like 3 days straight. But yeah, so we try to get out there with her. I always wonder like if there's like conditions like in the winter that are like bad for dogs. Like how cold.
Yeah, I know. Like
Yeah.
breathing wise, like if it's really really cold, is that bad for their, their sinuses, their lungs?
Right? Yeah, I don't know. I'd have
Yeah.
to do a little Google search
Yeah.
on that, I guess.
I wonder about that with people too. Like, I mean, is that really really cold?
Do you ever get that with the lungs? Like the burn in the lungs?
Well, sometimes, yeah. Sometimes my lungs, if it's really, really cold, my lungs will, you'll feel the burning, your lungs, your throat. I get my sinuses sometimes. When it's really, really cold out, I'll come back from a run, and if it's dry and cold, I'll sneeze.
A lot, yeah.
A lot, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I get bloody noses.
Bloody noses.
I get bloody noses.
Yeah. Me too. All
Yeah.
the time. It's annoying.
It's scary too, because you think it's boogers, right? You think it's boogers, and runners can.
Maybe do a little
Yeah,
snot
well,
rocket.
snot rocket, and we've talked about this before, but runners, they're not modest at all,
No.
Snot rocket, you gotta get it out, you wipe it on, gloves are made, they're soft so that you can wipe your nose, right?
Right.
Running gloves. And, yeah. Snot rockets turn into bloody noses, it's messy.
But don't forget it. Game over.
Speaking of gloves,
Yes.
what about gloves for you? Gloves,
Oh,
man,
yeah.
what do? Do you double up?
I do gloves, but my hands tend to get warm.
Yeah.
So like, I'm cool with whatever. But mittens are always warmer. If
Yeah.
it's like really cold,
Yeah.
folks will be mittens.
I bought a pair of mittens last year. Another thing was so cold. I bought a balaclava pair of mittens for the first time, and I don't use them much, but I have on a really, really cold days used them. But they get really steamy. I have to take them off sometimes. Other than that, I wear like a thinner glove.
Yeah, we have
awesome
gloves that have like all the things.
But I met
Senza gloves.
very nice.
They got the reflectivity.
Yep.
They got the little nose wipe.
Yes.
Can do.
Soft for the nose.
They got the little grippies.
Grippies.
So you can grab onto stuff.
Yep. You've got the little tiny
Little phone touch
the
thing.
phone touch
Yeah.
finger thingamajig.
They got little clips so you don't lose them. I mean, it's like the perfect glove.
Yep.
Although sometimes I find myself just wearing like $1 knit gloves from like Walmart or something.
Yeah, it's not too cold.
Yeah, if it's not too cold, I'll rock that.
Yep.
What's funny is the other day, not the other day, gosh, it was like 2 months ago. I did that Seacoast half marathon, and it was like so cold. It was like teens, maybe below that. The wind was like crazy, and I forgot my gloves, and I was talking to one of our run club members, Fernando. I was like, man, you got any extra gloves? I'm dying here. He had a nice clean pair of socks.
Oh.
So I was wearing Fernando's socks.
There you go.
pants
That's funny.
while I was racing.
Yeah, I would have worn dirty socks on a day like that if it's
Yeah,
that
I know,
cold.
right?
I didn't.
Yeah.
If
It's
you
like
talk
a
about
mitten.
a good pair of running socks, they're moisture wicking.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah, it was like running with a mitten. My hands got so hot though, but I couldn't lose them because they were Fernando's socks.
You have to get back to
I
Fernando.
had to give them back.
Oh man.
But yeah, so sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do.
Right.
You know?
Yes.
It was a rough day at the office, but my hands were nice and toasty thanks to Fernando. Yeah.
Cool.
Buddy.
Because you want to keep rolling during the winter, right? You know what I mean?
It's motivation in the winter tends to kind of.
Well, when there's less light, I think there's something to be said for maybe you're not as motivated, you're not feeling as energetic, getting out in the morning. If you run early in the morning and getting up and going out to the cold, you might not be as motivated. You might just
Yeah.
want to stay in that nice warm bed for an extra 30 minutes, 40 minutes. At night, I'll a lot of times run in the evening, but it's like, getting out there in the cold, and it's dark, and you're not motivated to do it. So,
True. I
yeah.
have a tough time getting out the door in the morning, that's for sure. I mean, especially this time of year because it's so cozy in the bed or on the couch.
It It's
Nice
hard
little
motivation.
route. But yeah, that's what I find. Like, I mean, we've talked about it a ton of times before, but running with people is
Yeah.
always like that's big, huge, motivating.
Yep.
But it's also like a safety thing too in the wintertime.
Sure.
You know, like if something happens, like if you do slip on ice,
What if you fall? If you fall and hurt yourself?
break your hip,
Yeah.
then you have a pal to call the ambulance.
Yeah.
Yep.
Running with people, running with a partner, running with groups. I mean, you know, there's no matter where you go in the U.S., you know, and there are local run shops and groups that meet up, and
Right.
local run shops have group runs, and so yeah, I mean, taking advantage of those. I mean, I know,
For sure.
you know,
You have
around
to.
here we'll run it, you know, we'll just keep running through the winter, you know. There's run groups that just will not quit, just good to see.
Mm.
So
Yeah, that
yeah.
can be super helpful. Super helpful in the
Yep.
winters, running with people.
Look it up and running with people, it's
Yeah,
a good thing.
just knowing that you have someone to meet is helpful.
Yep.
Yeah, I have a, what do we call it? A would you rather.
Okay, all right.
A would you rather.
Running, would you
A
rather?
running would you rather.
Okay.
Okay, so would you rather run in a like maybe like 10-degree day, freezing cold, windy, rough, or would you rather run in a 90-degree day,
Okay.
humid, hot, sticky? So hot, humid, sticky day, or cold, freezing day.
That's tough. Well, you know, humidity is a killer for me. I think it's a killer for most runners.
Yeah.
Humidity is rough. I could deal with a dry 90-degree day as opposed to humidity. If you're talking humidity, I'm gonna go with a 10-degree day.
Yeah.
10-degree day, yeah. Because I'll be all geared up and ready to go.
Right.
If it's icy, I put my yak tracks on, and it's like a challenge, and you get psyched up for that challenge if you have the right gear, and I feel like I do. And 10, not bad. Yeah, I think I could do it.
Okay.
I think I'd prefer to do that. 90 humid, yeah, it's rough.
That is rough.
It's rough. How about you?
That's a good question. I would probably I'd do the 10-degree day too, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I would just bundle up. Because you can cover pretty much anything. You get your winter hat,
Yeah.
sunglasses, bandana around the face, warm jacket, pants, tights, whatever.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ready
so
to
you can
go.
you can gear up for it, you know?
Yeah.
Whereas
I-
a 90-degree day, I mean, you got split shorts, and as dudes, we can do just that.
Yeah,
you know?
really.
But
I'm not
still
doing that. I'm not going shirtless though.
Still uncomfortable.
I know, yeah.
Even if you're wearing just splitties,
Right.
you're still uncomfortable.
Yeah, the humidity's a killer.
And
You know
everyone else
what?
is uncomfortable around you watching
I
you
know.
have to run in those split shorts. So,
The family in the park when you're going by.
yeah.
Sweaty guy in split shorts. I'll tell you, if you ask me though 2 days from now, I might give you another answer.
Yeah, what it
Once I
is-
run in 2 10-degree days, it's like, oh my God, I'll take the 90-degree any old day. But you know, it's funny. I talk to other runners, and you get different groups of people. You know, you get some people who would gladly take the cold over
Right.
the heat, humidity,
Yeah.
and other people are like, are you crazy? The snow, ice. I've got to wear all this bulky clothes. I got to go out there. You know, it's 10 degrees, but it's like 0 with the wind chill. No way. So.
It's funny, yeah. 'Cause I think it would flip if we did this podcast in July.
I know, really.
Yeah.
So when we're doing it in July, we'll do another whodunit, or would you rather whodunit? It's a running whodunit. No, would you rather? And then see, we'll ask the same question.
All right, let's do it in July.
Okay.
I'll put it on my notepad.
That's right. You know, write that down. Jot it down on your notepad.
Jot it down.
So yeah. But you know, there's one thing we really haven't talked about.
What's that?
So you get a situation, right, where
This is a running hypothetical.
this could be a running hypothetical.
Yeah.
Here's a running, and we might have talked about this before. I don't know if it's a running hypothetical, but maybe it is.
Let's hear it.
So you've got like here in the Northeast, you've got the nor'easters, right? And those storms come in, and they're very, very, they're just treacherous. They're treacherous. And say you've got your window of opportunity to get out there and go run, and it gets smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller, and the snow starts to fall, and it's going to be treacherous. Do Do you skip your run on that day, or do you go on your run to get it in?
Oh. See, if you asked me that question like 5 years ago,
Yeah.
I'd get my run in.
Okay. Okay.
Now I'm old and I don't feel like I'm not quite as like gung ho about it.
Yeah.
And you know, we have a treadmill in the house.
Okay, so that's okay.
I'll just do that. But
So it's conditional. You've got a
yeah,
treadmill.
I've got
if
a
you-
treadmill.
All right.
But
If you didn't, yeah.
even though like even if I had a treadmill 5 years ago, I'd go outside and do it.
Yeah.
Because I just hate running on the treadmill so much.
Yep.
But yeah, nowadays, you know, I got a wife, I got a kid coming.
Right. You got a kid
I
coming.
got a kid coming. I gotta stay alive.
You got to think about that, right?
Right. I gotta stay alive.
Kid
I don't
needs-
need to get
kid needs a
smashed-
father.
Yeah. Don't want to get smashed by a snowplow or something. You know, because those guys are nuts when they get driving around. No offense to any snowplow drivers listening.
No, I mean because they've got their thing that they need to do, right?
Right.
And they've got to get those roads clear for a lot of things.
Yeah. Sometimes
Mainly
you're up for
rescue
like
vehicles,
12
right?
hours a day.
Some of them up for
and,
12 hours a
yeah.
day. It's a stressful job. So, you know, last thing they want to have to deal with, or last thing they're expecting in a blizzard is a runner.
Right.
No matter how bright your colors are, you know that you're wearing, or you have a headlamp or light flashing, whatever. You know, you can be lit up like a Christmas tree. They still might not be able to see you, and they're not thinking that. You know,
Yeah.
so you gotta be careful. Yeah, things you need to take into consideration. So you mentioned the treadmill before, and we really haven't talked a lot about that.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes in the winter conditions,
It's gotta be done.
it's got to be done.
Gotta be done. The old mill.
The old mill.
I hate the treadmill.
I know. You know what? And some people love it. Some people love it.
It's true.
Some people, it is hard to do. It's dreadful, I guess, for some folks.
Yeah, it's funny. I put a little meme up on social media today. It was a picture of like Robin Williams, like when he was in some movie where he had like a big long beard and he looked like some dude who had been like trapped in a cave for like 100 years.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like, just finished my run on the treadmill. What year is it? Because it always feels like it takes forever
Yeah.
to get a run in on the treadmill. And
Yeah.
anytime I'm on it, I feel like I'm constantly checking the clock.
Yeah, I tend to do that too.
And
Where
it never feels like it's gone anywhere.
I try not to look at the clock a lot when I'm on a treadmill, but I end up going back to it. It just sucks me back, you know. I can't help myself. That's why, I mean, it's like, I guess you kind of have to be creative about it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Music, TV, if you happen to be near a
Yeah.
television set. I don't have a treadmill in my house, but if I did, I wish I kind of did sometimes. You know, like I'd probably sit there a long time and
Yeah.
collect dust and might be a coat hanger, but I think that if there are times where if it's really icy, if it's really snowy, I would probably go to it now, which I probably would have said that 5 years ago.
Yeah.
I don't have it in my house though, so
Yeah.
it's kind of a moot point, but I do have places I can go during the winter conditions if I absolutely have to.
Like a closed loop type of spot, or
Or well, with a treadmill, like I
Oh,
can go, I can
treadmill.
go to the Y, I can go, at where I work, we have a treadmill, right? So I can use that. So I'm fortunate there, but yeah, if I have to.
yeah. I
But
always
it-
find I play little games with myself.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'll put the towel over the thing on the treadmill
Mm-hmm.
so I don't have to see it, or I'll like mix up the speeds, like do like a workout.
Yep.
Sometimes that helps take my mind off of like the
Yeah.
redundancy of just repetitive like
Mess around with the elevation, right? You
yeah,
know.
elevation.
So,
Yeah. I think that sometimes will help kind of break the monotony of it.
yeah, I can't go as long on a treadmill. I've done like maybe 11, 12 miles on a treadmill. Really is the longest. I know people who can go a lot longer than that. I can't. I don't know that I can do that now. I did it one crazy day, but So yeah, you just have to understand your limitations, what you can handle on it, or what you're willing to tolerate.
Yeah, I think it's
and
more
stand.
what I like to tolerate.
It's what you're willing to
Yeah,
tolerate and
right.
stand. So yeah, but it's again, it's fitness.
That's
It's
it.
running
It's
fitness.
Getting work in, getting
So
to work.
better than doing nothing. So if you have to, like I was just the trip we just made to New York City was one day I knew I wasn't going to get a run in around the city. We're going to go. We had a lot of stuff to do, but I had 30 minutes. I'm like, it's either no run or it's 30 minutes in a fitness room on a treadmill. So I went and did that.
That's good. Yeah.
So it was good. I got it in. I felt better about myself doing it. I mean, I felt better physically, So Yeah, you know, treadmill, you gotta do it sometimes.
The old treadmill.
The old treadmill.
It's the worst.
So,
It's the
yeah.
worst. Yeah.
There are some high-tech models out there now with TVs built in, sound systems. So yeah.
Do you know what's crazy is they now have like, you know how they do like cycle classes?
Yes.
They have like treadmill
Yeah.
studios
Yeah.
where people will like lead a class.
Yeah. That's a kind of creative way. Get you through it a little bit better than I think if you're by yourself, maybe.
Yeah, yeah, it's like going for a group run, but
It's like
On
it's
a
a group
treadmill.
but on a treadmill. So there you go. You get people there who are going to maybe some of the same people that you see time and time again, or you know, you got others to run with. You've got an instructor,
yeah,
right?
it's always
They're
helpful.
kind of
Guiding you along.
guiding you along, dictating
Yeah.
the pace and elevation, and it's kind of neat.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
So like a spin class.
It's like
or
a
something
spin
like
class
that.
for treadmill people, for runners.
Yeah.
Spin class for runners.
Mhm.
I did a spin class the other day.
Did it knock you dead?
Awful. It was awful. Yeah, I don't know how people do those things.
Was it just you're out of your element?
Yeah,
something
yeah,
different?
so out of my
Yeah.
element. I got beat by like, they have like a leaderboard, I got beat by like some 50-year-old ladies, and I felt
Was it humbling?
ashamed.
You
Yeah.
felt
it was-
oh.
I was like, yeesh. Yeah, it was a humbling experience, for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a cycler.
I get those sometimes.
Do you get humbled?
You get humbled. You go do something else. You know, you do something else you're not usually. Yeah, like you know, like biking, spinning, biking.
What was your humbling experience?
For me, I love mountain biking.
Yeah.
I love mountain biking, and I can go forever. You know, and I can climb. But just getting into a situation where you're dealing with a speed situation, a race situation,
Yeah.
and I'm just not a hot dog.
Yeah.
Not a hot dog, and that just you just fly through it. I'm a little more cautious, a little more, you know, apprehensive in certain situations, like saying with downhill. It's a downhilling.
Downhill's
Oh, that's
it's
humbling
gotta
for
be
me.
brutal.
Yeah.
That's gotta be brutal. I couldn't do it. Cycling on like a stationary bike was hard enough for me.
Yeah.
I can't imagine doing that while navigating rocks and roots and all that stuff.
And I've been on the trail running. I've been on the trails, and I really enjoy it. But I think that would be humbling for me.
Running on trails?
Running on trails, like in a fast situation with really experienced trail runners, because I think that they're so skilled, you know, and they just
Yeah. you get
fly.
after it.
And for me, I don't necessarily fly when I'm on the trails, whether there's snow, whether there's mud, whatever, all weather conditions. I just take my time when I do it. It's a different beast, but seeing some other people on trails, it's like,
Yeah, they're unbelievable. That's for sure.
you know, speaking of when we're talking about winter conditions, I did like going on the trails. I remember last year there were some snowy days that I went out there and put my trail shoes on and went out there, and the traction was tough, but it was nice. I got to the woods. It was a different kind of running. I'm used to running on the road mostly, but this was a different experience for me, and I wasn't moving as fast as I normally would when I'm on the road, but it's no big deal to worry about the pace. And it was nice. It was really cool.
Yeah, it's
I did
kinda
some
nice.
really nice things out in the woods, and, you know, nice loops and trails, and it was really neat.
Yeah, I think if like the snow's not packed down and
Yeah.
it's like fresh powder, it's kind of nice because you don't have like there's not people around to
Yeah.
like either bother you or like cars to distract you and like.
It was nice.
Yeah, and the footing's not that bad.
No.
When it's like loose powder snow.
Even if
not-
it's packed, if there's enough of it, so you can, you know, there might be footsteps and footprints, and if there's enough snow there, you can get a grip. And you know, like I said, I wasn't really paying attention to the pace. It was really nice. I was climbing up some hills and running down hills, and it was really neat. It's neat, and that's something I normally would do. So
Right,
it
right.
was kind of a change up. So
That's
yeah.
nice. Cool. All right. Well, I think we're gonna have to wrap it up.
We're gonna have to wrap it up because you know duty calls.
Duty
There's
calls.
other things that we need to do right now.
Exactly.
So yeah.
Yeah. So, what do you know what you want to talk about next week?
There are just so many things that I'm not sure.
Not sure.
How about you?
Well, we could do a podcast on trail running. Now that we brought it up,
Let's talk about trail running.
let's do that.
Okay.
So yeah, next week.
Okay. I like that.
Yeah.
Good.
Cool. So next week, you can tune in to episode 7.
Lucky 7.
Lucky number 7, where Ray and I will talk about trail running.